definitely not shut up and dribble.
The champ is here! I must be the greatest! The champ is here!
I'm going to continue to stand with the people.
The champ is here!
I will not lose.
I'm a bad man! I shook up the world!
Yes, welcome. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with we. But, man, we're just going to jump right into it, man. You know what it is. It's the May Live show. I thank you all that are already online kicking in. And we got the dais. Everybody's in the green room ready to get in and get started. We're going to have a really great show. MH, ready to do this?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Let's start calling them out when we bring them in.
EP.
Yeah.
Bobby Stills.
What it do?
Birdie. Good to see you, King Gene. Mr. International.
What's going on?
You on the beach?
That's what I was
Yes,
wondering.
sir.
I love it.
Huntington Beach as we speak.
That boy clocking in from all over the world.
Must be nice.
Mr. International.
Man.
All right. The name fits the destinations. I love it. Well, hey, I want to thank you all, as always, finding time in your day to, talk about some of our past episodes that we've doing as we've jumped into season 6. And I think, MH, it was my mistake, man. I think I want to thank them and all of our listeners for the votes and the support for getting us a business podcast of the year. So I'm going to announce that every time, man, because we got to kind of step back and thank for the hard work that we put. So we want to thank you guys, for helping us be, the best business podcast. And that's globally, right? That's from UK that kind of shot down. So thank you for that. I'm gonna just open up to see if anybody wants to start. I know there's a couple of heat checks that people want to kind of put out there, but does anybody got something on their heart they want to jump out with? Oh, we're quiet today.
What are the Knicks doing?
Okay.
What the hell's going on?
I was waiting.
Confused. First of all, Halliburton is really just like having a world-class postseason, in my opinion. Like he's really proven that he's got a clutch gene in him. But the Knicks, I took the Knicks to go to the finals last, like in the postseason. I thought it was going to be Knicks Mavs. But yeah, there's I don't know what the hell they're doing. And also the Timberwolves. But I mean, the Timberwolves bounced back. I had a feeling, but I don't know, man.
Hey, and he comes in with his Knicks hat on. So just so you know, CEO, welcome to the dance, man. We're talking about the state of the Knicks. So if you want to chime in, because you walked right into that one.
Hello to everybody. Actually, hello to MH and only MH.
F everybody else.
Wow.
Nah, what's happening, folks? What's happening? Eric sent me a little text checking on a little welfare check on me the other day.
Yeah, game one after the 17
game
points.
One, he sent me a text. I don't know if it's been said. I mean, I've been calling for Tibbs' head for years now. I've always thought Tibbs was just not the right coach for this organization, particularly this team. But I mean, you can put the blame on everybody. Cat got to show up. He got to be tougher. I mean, I always pegged him as being soft, but he's also seems like a high school kid. Like if you talk trash about him, like that's when he shows up. Like he's not embarrassed by his poor play. He's embarrassed by you talking bad about him, which is weird. And Brunson has to be more of a point guard. He got to be a little less Iverson, more Steph, if you will. Except for Marbury. He was like a 20 and 10 guy, 28 guy. You know what I'm saying? Brunson's is looking to be like a 40 and 7 guy, and that's not going to help us. So.
Yeah. No, I agree with you because I was in the building for those games, and Brunson, to me, was the issue.
Mm-hmm.
He's ball dominant. He reminded me when I was in Houston with Harden. Harden was ball dominant. He held the ball almost 16, 18 seconds into a shot clock. And he ended up costing the team the game because think about it. If you hold the ball 18 seconds and you just kicking it to one of your guys, it's more like they probably going to miss that shot.
Right.
They're not getting in rhythm. It's just Brunson towards those fourth quarters. He started holding the ball a little bit too long for me.
Mm-hmm.
And he just get everybody out of rhym. That's why I think, Cat has his issues. He's soft, but Well, yeah, Brunson just holding on to the ball.
Holding on to the ball, yeah. They don't run any plays for him. They don't run plays for Cat. There's no real offensive identity to the Knicks other than get a ball to Brunson and get out the way. And I love Brunson. I think he's an amazing talent, but bro, you're not Mike. You're not KD. You're not like that's not you. You know what I mean?
And then what's so crazy about it, he burns his energy. He burns his energy so much.
Mm-hmm.
When he get in the fourth quarter, they just switch on him every time and attack him.
Every time,
every single time. It's like we gonna run after him every time because he's burned out.
Yep.
And it's just little things like campaign. Even though when he comes to the game, he trust me, he messes up a lot. But the offense, runs better.
He runs offense better.
I don't want to cut you off, but I want to ask Eric a question because Eric had both of these guys. Now that y'all lost Dirk, or not just my bad, Luka and this guy. What's the thoughts on what happened now with y'all getting the draft pick, man?
Oh, I'm up. I'm locked back in. I was ready to give up on the Mavs. I was coming over to the Knicks. I'm not.
So you back on board with the GM? Or are you just back on board with the Mavs?
Cooper Flag or bust, 100%.
Are you giving the GM any credit for making this happen?
No, fuck Nico Harrison. If I ever see that man in public, it's these hands, 1 and 2.
Hey. So you believe this was by chance that this happened this way, man?
It wasn't by chance. I think it was personally. It was a setup. I mean, you can't just give away the franchise.
So you don't want to give Nico. You don't want to give him no credit for being involved in the setup.
No.
Okay, so all the bad credit, but no good credit when good.
All the bad credit because
just checking. That's why
just a year ago, right? The Mavs were in the finals. I honestly think they would have gone back to the finals because they stomped OKC, arguably the strongest team in the West right now, three out of 4 times this season. I mean, and that was without Luka. So I really think that they would have had kind of a cupcake run back to the finals, and I think they would have beat the Knicks.
Dallas?
I mean, really, Dallas.
I just on the Nico Harris thing. On the Nico Harris thing, like I think it's easy to look hindsight 2020, right, and include Brunson in this. Like nobody, not even the Knicks, saw this coming with Jalen Brunson. The truth of the matter, the only thing that you could really kind of hold on him is the Luka thing. And then Luka, to the point, like he has issues. Like I think if he has like another like superstar talent that's gonna push him and drive him, he's whatever. But he's one of them European dudes who like you see like in the movies, like it'd be like a fighter. But before the fight, like he's smoking mad cigarettes and drinking
100%.
rum and whatever, like vodka. Like that's Luka. He is like a real European athlete, and over here that shit don't fly. So he got to tighten that up. But I think if you put the right people around him, you know what I'm saying. But that's the only thing you can hang on the GM. You can't hang Brunson. Nobody saw that coming. Nobody.
Yeah, no, 100%. But I mean, he wanted what 55 over 4.
Brunson, regardless, was going to the Knicks. He was never signing back with the Mavs. No.
There's an interview that just came out recently with him, and he talked about like, no, he wanted to stay.
He wanted
$55
million over 4 years. That's in the grand scheme of things, nothing, right? Like,
right?
That's chump change.
He wanted
that's
to
what
stay.
he wanted. The Mavs were like, no, we're good.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not too caught up over that because they passed on Brunson and we got Kyrie, which is that was like a top tier moment for me, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not too mad about that. I'm still caught up over the Luka thing, obviously, because that's a lifetime franchise player for the Mavs, especially coming off of Dirk, and Dirk basically giving Luka the keys for him to just be like, oh, okay, cool, get the fuck out. Like, I don't know. And it's just like everything leading up to it, like all of the story and all the speculation about how they let go of a lot of his team around him, and they kind of pushed him out essentially before basically like giving him the boot, especially after he just bought that fucking $15 million house and all sorts of stuff. Like, it's just like the whole. If it had been I don't know, more of a conversation, and obviously if they had gotten more, like how.
What more do you want?
Yeah, they got the number 1 pick. What else you want?
I want more. I want 5 first rounders for Luka. Shit.
Can we get Jordan in the fountain again?
How much did Utah get for Rudy Gobert?
Nah, man.
know.
Let's not even
I know
compare.
you
How
probably
much
got
could
the number one
OKC
pick.
get for PG? It's just.
I know none of them got the number one pick.
I know that.
I mean, I'll take OKC parlayed what Paul George for like 6
No, it
first
doesn't
rounders.
matter. Nobody got the next.
Nobody got
Nobody
the
got
number
the
one pick.
regardless. Nobody got the number one pick.
And
And he's the right complexion based
Right.
on your history.
Right,
This
and
is
Eric-
blatant
Happy
as a guy.
history.
word.
That's tenuous of like team
He
building.
the next
That's
one.
good team building.
Cooper Flag is on brand. He's on
He the
brand.
next one.
Yeah, that is true.
He's on brand.
And he can
And-
play D. And he can play D.
And who's really, and if you look at this draft, like it's not like this isn't like the 03 draft or the 84 draft or whatever. It's like, nah, you're gonna get the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna get the guy.
I've seen a couple. I haven't like really looked into it. I've seen a couple stories about the 2 and 3 guys, and apparently they're.
Don't look into that, man. That's just a distraction, man.
No, number one, Cooper Flag. No, 100%. Yeah.
Hey, just
No,
look
I'm
at
here for
what-
Cooper
look
Flag.
at what happened.
I just
You
need
have to
street
give
clothes.
up Luka to get the
Street clothes
future.
gotta
of
get
what
healthy. I need Kyrie to come back strong in fucking February or
Well,
March.
you're not gonna see Kyrie. It's
Yeah.
26
Well, yeah.
to it's like 26, 27.
No, I think he'll come back next year.
You
It
think
depends,
so?
I think it's going to depend on how the Mavs are doing, right? If the Mavs are making a good run, I think he comes back.
But he won't be effective in 2026 for sure.
Yeah,
it's like
be clear. Late 2026.
Especially for his game.
March.
Like his game is all about angles, changing pace. All that you talk about in Achilles, it's gonna take him a minute.
Yeah, no, 100%.
He Achilles or knee? He's knee, right?
Achilles.
Oh, he's Achilles too?
I think so, yeah.
No, I think it's Achilles.
I think he's knee. But
He's knee?
You know, we got young stat boy on us, so
Oh no, he tore his ACL.
Right. No, he on the show though.
Yeah, he tore his ACL.
Yeah. Jason Tatum, the other dude.
Yeah, so they're calling January 2026 is what they're saying.
All right.
Also, I want to say, since we're on the topic of Mavs real quick. Derek Lively hit a growth spurt. The boy's 7'3" now, 7'9" wingspan. I mean, he's putting on some weight. He's putting on some weight. I'm here. D-Live. Hey, D-Live. Hey, D-Live Cooper Flag, the Duke Connect. I'm here for it.
Don't do the growth spurt thing.
All right, so since we're gonna young nephew, man, we're gonna stick on the Mavs, but we're gonna circle back around because one Knicks fan did not say anything, and so
I'm chilling.
You chilling? You got
Like,
nothing?
You see your shirt. You got to say nothing. You see the shirt.
We right where we supposed to be. Eastern Conference Finals. We just lost 2 games.
People making too much of this.
Yeah,
It's 0-2. The series ain't over.
Yeah, we played better on the road.
Okay, so if y'all lose tonight, is it over?
Yes.
Yeah, it is over.
Yes.
The game was started. If we lose today,
absolutely.
Sure. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, right? We could say they haven't played that well, and they lost on a historic kind of comeback in game 1. They only lost by 3 in overtime. They lost game 2 by 5, a normal playoff loss. It's just trying to get our lick back. That's all. That's all it really comes down to. I mean, it is what it is.
Well, no, and I'm just, MH, we just did the show about fans, and just, there's certain levels of fandom, and I just wanted to make sure we were still, where we were in the fandom.
I think we're realistic fans. We're honest fans. Like, this is what it is. I'm not, this.
I mean, I have lost some objective when it comes to
I actually want to find the people that threw the trash on the Pacers fan, because I feel like they're the reason for all this shit right here.
Hey, I was like, dude was just going on about his day, man.
Maybe.
Right.
But you know what time it was. You didn't have to wear your little Halliburton stuff out there. You already knew what time it was.
I'm born and raised Brooklyn. I know not to make myself
So
a bitch.
who's winning tonight? Who'd you say winning tonight? I just want to
Knicks is winning tonight. They're winning tonight for sure.
Heck yeah, Scott Foster there. Of course they win.
Oh, yeah, you saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, Scott Foster there. Scott Foster's stretching this series.
Yeah, we got to extend the series. We got some bills to pay. But
and on the business side, this is going. I mean, definitely one of the most entertaining games. I think I was that game 1. Me and Mr. International was watching together, and it's just all the games. They are definitely making history and attempting to kind of rekindle what those matchups were in past years. So kind of, definitely if there's anything else, jump back in. But as far as Cooper Flag, I did have him as a touch point for the day. So we already talked. Nico won the lottery. That's my homeboy, forever be my homeboy, because I do want to talk on the business side of things. There's some times where upper management and people ask you or have you make decisions, and as an employee, you need to move accordingly. So, he had to do what he had to do, and so I do think he should get his grace kind of moving forward. now that they do have the first pick, are they trading? Or are they sticking with Cooper Flag?
If they trade the #1 pick,
They
there
are
is not a player in the NBA, right? Maybe if they could swing Anthony Edwards, that's okay, whatever. And maybe I think there's like maybe 2 or 3 guys in the NBA currently that I would be like, oh, okay, understandable, I get it. No, if they trade for and it would be just, I feel like it would just be stupid. And like up to the Luka thing, Nico was on a generational run. All right, I had nothing but good things to say about that man. He was doing great things for the team. Just picking up Gafford and PJ, and then Kyrie. I was his biggest fan. But yeah,
so he made one decision you didn't like, and you off the Nico train, and he just brought you back. Whatever he did, shuffle the deck so that when they pulled the card from under the bottom, it had the Mavs on it, and now y'all got the #1 pick of the next alleged generational player.
Adam Silver,
you're not giving him no credit.
Adam Silver said, "Yo,
no credit.
Hey, views are down. NBA needs viewership. Just send Luka, and we'll take care of you on the back end." I can't give that to him.
I think we talked about. I think we talked about this live.
Okay, listen. As a Mavs fan, right? A lifetime Mavs fan.
You could never be a Knicks fan.
Barely go to work. You can barely sit in the stadium.
Probably the worst franchise mistake ever. Wow. Right? That's like I can't think of in the 20 years I've been a Mavs fan. I can't think of anything that's been.
That could be hindsight. Because if Luka continues to smoke and get fat, then it was the right move.
Right.
Because think about the contract you was gonna have to give him.
Ask me in 5 years.
Like you took pay like 55 a year.
You said Luka's not getting shit.
And now they can go get other players. They have more money right now to go get other players, and they got the guy. They got the guy, and they can go spend more money right now.
I mean,
winning. Yeah, and you're talking about you're not giving them GM of the year in the preseason.
Ask me in 5 years, bro.
Yo, Eric,
you might not have to wait 5 years. You might not have to wait 5 years.
We're in a win now mentality this year. What happened?
Eric, I'm gonna put it to you like this.
I don't think we can see what happened.
You can't normally I'm not a fan of comparing problems, but the Knicks drafted Frederick Weiss the same year Vince Carter jumped over him and dunked on him in a game. They drafted him, right? We passed on just numerous it meant dude, nobody wants to hear what you got to say about the drunk European who is very talented but does have some discipline issues. Come on, bro.
I'm a Kings fan. If anybody know missing in the draft, it's the Kings, bro. So I feel what you're saying, but I'm a Kings fan, and so they're perennial Hall of Famers that the Kings picked the guy right before him and that we didn't get. So I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
but
we're not feeling.
Shout out to Marvin Bagley.
Hold on, Coach, man. There's been a lot of basketball talking. You're the only one that won Coach of the Year. Shout out to you. What is your thoughts on some of this?
To be honest about it, I haven't been an NBA fan for a while. I'm just now starting to come back just because of OKC. I thought the NBA was just terrible, put out a terrible product, but right now, I'm loving this Knicks thing, and I'm sorry, but Indiana's taking it in 4.
Ooh, there it is. Wow. I wasn't there, but we there now.
Wow.
There's going in that place and winning, and then they setting the stage for the Fever to go ahead and do what they do too. So
hold on, DJ, put the solo on Coach. I need to get the extra on why this is a sweep.
All right, there it is. Boom, bam, there it is. He calling out the shots.
It is what it is.
So you think that there's no way that even though the Knicks have played better on the road, just the Pacers, X's and O's, depth of the bench, there's no way that the Knicks could come out with the win on the road?
Not today. Not today. No.
Coach, we're going to check in with you in about a couple hours.
You're right.
Matter of fact,
listen.
We're going to run this back. What, that game come on at 8 or 5 o'clock our time or whatever?
Yeah.
No. I got a gentleman's sweep. I think Knicks get one. Jet 5. I think it's going 5. It's just when it gets to that fourth quarter, man, the Knicks are just in shambles. It's like Carlisle's just a better coach. It's nothing the Knicks can do about that.
He's a better coach.
I'll give you that.
It's coaching. Carlisle just gonna out coach him in the fourth quarter, and that's the difference.
But if I may, haven't the Knicks been good in the fourth quarter like the entire playoffs? It's not like they've been blowing people out to this point. I mean, they've been down, and they were down in games to the Pistons. We saw what they were down in games to the Celtics, and they just out executed better in the fourth quarter. Everybody knows their role. I know Brunson gets a little king of New York happy a little bit. He should be cool now. He got the all-time leading scorer for 30-point games in Knicks history, all-time 40. So he should be cool. What I think it is one or two possessions where the Knicks just haven't executed down the stretch. And it may just be a pace. It may be Carlisle doing something a little different. I don't think they just executed down the stretch. And I think going on the road is going to help them refocus. They got to get out of New York where they're the king of everything for just a little bit. Refocus, get a win tonight. And then we'll see what happens in game 4 and then bring it back to Madison Square Garden too.
Going into this series, I had the Knicks winning in 7. After the first 2 games, I just want to take it game by game, right? We need to win tonight, right?
Yeah, we do.
And then, but I think if the Knicks win 2 in Indiana, then it's no question that the Knicks will win in 7.
Can I ask, why is that a big question if the Knicks win? Like, they haven't been winning in the series anyway. Like,
no. The reason why is because, I mean, I'm not a fan of Tibbs. So the Celtics and the Pistons both had better coaches than we had, period.
The Celtics?
Right? Yeah. We beat 2 teams that had better coaching.
No.
My issue, what makes it scary, what makes me nervous about Indiana is that Indiana is not really a solid defensive team. They have like 1 or 2 like really solid on-ball defenders. They're not a solid defensive team. And we are much better than them defensively. And the fact that we aren't like just manhandling them is what bothers me. Because we should be able to bully them out of the gym. And we're not. That's a problem. That's
to me, and I think that's, and hold on real quick. To me, I think that's the issue, right? I think the Knicks play a lot better when they play with pace, as we saw in game 1. When I think they try to be the Detroit Pistons, who they are not right now, let's just face it, they are skilled, talented offensive team. When they try to bully somebody, they play slow and stagnant, and you see Jalen Brunson bouncing the ball for 18 seconds. When they just play with flow and just hoop, they're fine. And that's what I think they'll get to in game 3. I like Coach Thibodeau for a couple reasons. Why? Right? As a coach, I think your number one job is to set culture. Remember the Knicks culture before Coach Tibbs got there.
I give you that. No, for sure. Absolutely.
He set culture, and everybody knows their role. Everybody knows that Brunson is going to get the ball in the fourth quarter. Where I need to crash the boards, where I need to set a hard pick, where I need to get back on defense. Everybody knows their role and job description. I think Coach Tibbs does that really well. It does a good job of that. Is he stubborn? Yes. Should he make some adjustments that he haven't? Probably, right? But I think he knows that, and I think he can. He watches tape more than all of us combined on here. I think there's some many adjustments they could make. They lost games by a possession, not blown out or anything like that. I think they're fine. Just execute.
Hey, MA, I mean, my question is, why is Towns lost out there? It looks like Towns. It's like they don't really have a game plan for Towns. He's just out there lost. Is he a center or is he going to be shooting jumpers? It's like they don't really have a game plan for that guy. And he's the second best player on the team.
I totally agree. Now, what I think they got to buy into what makes Karl-Anthony Towns better. Now, here's I think they got to play, Deuce McBride a little bit more. So that way the court is spread and Karl-Anthony Towns could really be a true spread 5-out kind of center. Right now, when they have to play Josh Hart, they play double big with Mitchell Robinson. It kind of makes Towns into a little bit of a pocket. It doesn't use his full skill set. They got to buy into trying to score Indiana instead of trying to beat them up. Because they don't have the depth to beat them up. They don't have the personnel.
But when I say bully them, MH, I don't mean that they need to slow it down. The Knicks are tough. They like from a toughness standpoint, I think they're not as tough as they were last year when losing Ihart.
I agree.
But I still think they are a tougher team than Indiana. Indiana's 2 toughest players is what's homeboy that brought them back in the first game?
I don't know. Their toughest player don't even play.
It was this time.
Him. It's him. And
no, he don't even play. He's a dude that
No. The dude that was knocking down the three.
Right? The martial arts dude?
Yeah. Nobody mess with. That's the real issue here. Nobody wants to be too physical with anybody because he's on the bench.
Right, but in general, I just think from a play standpoint, like we can be far more physical with them, and we're not.
I agree, but see, in game 2, I thought they were a little trying to be too over physical, where they were all crashing the boards, a shot go up, everybody's below the free throw line, Indiana just running out the other way. I just think they just need a hoop, and they'll be fine.
I think
I don't want to talk about the Knicks no more. Let's just lock in. I don't want to talk about EJ, go to the next list, man. Let's go to the next one.
All right, so I didn't get a definitive, but so let's say the Mavs, do keep the number 1 pick with Flag, and then we'll jump off of this. Is Cooper Flag Rookie of the Year and the next coming of Larry Bird?
No.
I mean, they're not the same player.
Maybe Rookie of the Year, not the next.
I don't think he's a franchise-changing player. I mean, he's good, but I don't see that guy as going to a team and changing a franchise. To be honest with you, this whole draft class is just really basic. I mean, I think we've seen this maybe a few years ago where it's just a bunch of okay guys, role players. I don't know about necessarily all-stars or that's going to go to a franchise and change it unless they are an add-on as a role player to help change it with that. But Flag, I'm just not buying that this guy is going to make your team that much better. Even with him going to the Mavs, okay, that's a good pickup, but that's all it is a good pickup.
I'm with you for sure. I definitely believe that I'm not upset if Dallas decided to make the trade. I believe they get to a championship much sooner by trading for one of the vets that they could probably get for him. But I also understand the long-term franchise guy symbol that they want to put on them long-term. Got to remember, the people making the decision likely won't be around at the time at which he blossoms into whatever they hope this dude blossoms into.
Yeah, Scotty Pippen, but they just don't have a Jordan.
I think the biggest thing with Cooper Flag, nobody knows what their ceiling is for him, because he was practicing against the Olympic team and busting their ass.
Hell.
Like he was giving them hell, and like that was LeBron, that was AD, and all of them. He was busting their ass. So he has the talent, but nobody knows like what is his ceiling. Like how great can he be past what he is?
Right? Let's be clear. You said practice, right?
Trust me, them players. Them NBA players don't play. They not playing around because they know it's on camera too.
It still ain't the same. It still ain't the same as game 72 in a season headed into the playoffs.
Trust me. They don't want no. Trust me. The pride in those games when they playing them college players and they bringing them up. Trust me, they ain't letting them have it.
Still different, but the game is still different when them lights come on and late in the season. It's still a different ballgame.
Everywhere Cooper Flag has had to go. When he went to Rucker Park, bust all those players' ass in Rucker Park.
Who did he play in Rucker Park?
It's a whole highlight. It's a whole highlight thing. When
CEOs out there.
First of all, let me say this. Like, as a born and raised New Yorker, like, yeah, I get it. And this is for any city or state you go to. You have your legendary, street, blacktops that people go to, and it's some of the best games. At the end of the day, anybody of Cooper Flag's level showing up to any street ball tournament, they are going to kill. These guys they're not like that. Like, they're great street ball players. They're not like that.
He was going against other players. He was going against like current NBA players and other players.
Okay, that's why I asked who was he playing against.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not disputing that the NBA players was playing hard. What I'm saying is Cooper Flag's experience playing.
B. The question is
different than bright lights.
B. There was a question. Is he Rookie of the Year or not Rookie of the Year?
He's not, but that's
wait, who's Rookie of the Year?
Ace Bailey. Yeah, Ace Bailey. Thank you. There you go, G. Sources. There you go. Ace Bailey. Watch how he get these buckets in Philadelphia. Ace Bailey, Rookie of the Year.
You guarantee on that, MH?
Guarantee.
That's not a crazy bet to make.
That's not a crazy bet to make.
Here's why I will push back. Simply because of how the team is going to be constructed. You got to remember, let's just say Dallas doesn't trade and they draft Cooper Flag, right? you'll have AD, right? And AD sparingly because he's always injured.
Maybe, yeah.
Right. Kyrie's not going to be there. So there'll be a lot more on Cooper's plate for him to show and prove. And like his usage would help lend towards him getting those votes. Whereas Ace Bailey going to Philly, like you still got Maxey. I would say Embiid, but that's
Correct.
You never know. You never know. But Philly is still a more established team where he may not necessarily get the touches and be able to be as visible to show off what he has on that team. That's why I'm saying.
I just don't know what position. And I like Cooper Flag. I think his ceiling is Scottie Pippen. He can do a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know. But the Mavs right now, they got Anthony Davis, they got Lively, the other big, they got PJ Washington. They got a team full of forwards. I don't think Cooper Flag's a guard, so they got to figure that part.
You don't
out.
think they're gonna make moves in the offseason though? Like if they draft him,
money, they got money and moves.
I'm sure.
So then that leads me into the next question, right? So if you're a team in these positions, got the money, who do you go after? Is Giannis going to be the major mover and then the dominoes fall? Where's KD going to go? Who are you going after?
Right? Didn't Giannis already agree to go to SAC?
Nah, I didn't hear that part.
He did not.
Giannis said he wants to go somewhere with no state tax.
That's when you was sleeping last night in your dreams.
Yeah. Hey, you know where there's no state taxes?
San Antonio.
Giannis gonna go anywhere that's gonna pick him up and pick his brother up. If you ain't picking his brother up, then he ain't.
His brother retired. His brother is a marketing specialist now.
Right.
Yeah, they got a
Hey,
job.
hold on. Morris is on the bench. Hey, Morris on the bench, and we holding on to Powell, so we got space on the bench for the other Antetokounmpo. So
I think Giannis is not going to. Wherever he goes, I feel like I think he's dedicated to winning, but I still think he wants to be in like a big market. So like
Giannis to the Lakers.
Hey,
he's going to the Clippers.
Dallas got the number 4 market in the nation, so
number 4 ain't number 1 though.
It's not. The
Right.
Lakers have number 1, but you think they don't have fucking Giannis money? I mean, unless they start deferring contracts like the Dodgers.
Is the destination actually Houston?
I think Giannis is staying put. He's
talking and he's not going nowhere.
They're making a move. I think more or less Milwaukee's going to make a move that we're not seeing coming to try and keep him there. But I think he's staying put.
They're going to have to because Dame is out.
Maybe they'll get Cooper Flag from Dallas.
You have to put me on a watch.
All right, what about KD? KD on the move?
Yeah,
KD need to retire.
I agree.
He with your boys, G. He already with y'all.
I don't want him with us. He don't let it he don't
there.
He's team obliterator. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
I do not want him on my team.
I didn't see him making a move. I see Houston trying to make a move.
They traded your boy to Phoenix already.
KD.
Why is that?
It seems like he would fit more with some of the younger. They got a good center. They got some good guards. I just think that it's a big city, and I think he would probably blend in. I think he would fit a little bit better with some of those type of players.
Where you said, Bobby? Were you talking about Bobby?
Houston.
Oh, Houston.
Oh, why? Why are you saying this guy isn't?
I don't want nobody that's not a leader. I don't need a veteran that can't be a leader. He's not a leader.
That's a good point.
At this point, KD's just the guy. He's just a guy who can give you 25. That's it. And then he gonna get hurt during the season. He gonna sometimes want to play, sometimes not. Sometimes take your team out of sync. I don't want that no more. He's too lackadaisical for me.
I don't want no leader that averages 10 points.
Listen,
you can be as strong as leader as you want to, but 10, 12 points. I got to hit 30.
Hey, the Pacers leader don't even play. He just sit on the bench and then intimidate other teams. That's all he does. He just bully other teams by looking at them. That's it.
I agree. So, leadership, especially from a vet, is super important. Right. Like you look at what Udonis was able to do in Miami. I mean, even his short stint with the Knicks with PJ Tucker, like he completely changed how they showed up, and he wasn't getting no minutes.
Right.
So, I agree.
Houston need like an Al Horford type leader. Yeah. They can come in the locker room, show these boys like, hey, this is what you need to be doing.
Okay, you can go get that. You can do AD. Like if you want a dude that ain't gonna play a lot, but it's gonna be a leader, fine, get that. But a dude that can give you 25.
Where Haslam at? Is Haslam still?
I knew
Nah, he on ESPN.
He on ESPN.
That's the ultimate.
I'm no longer a believer in the KD experience.
Houston just need a drugs machine.
Not even as a hired assassin, man, just a sniper.
He is an assassin, bro. Like,
Not even as just sniper.
I don't agree with Gene in the sense that I think he's still super valuable, but you can't put him somewhere where a leader is needed. Like you got to go where a leader already exists, and you could just let him be the guy.
He's a hired
so
guy.
Houston can get KD and then find you some scrub leader to do all that stuff while KD but get that 25.
I'm with you.
You know, get you a Marcus Smart or somebody like that. Hey, that's what they're real good at.
But what you got to give up to? What you got to give up to?
I'd
rather just keep your team intact. We still got all these picks, and if we just let Phoenix suck and let them fall apart, we still got all the Phoenix picks. So I was like, just hold on. Like, don't go crazy. Don't go gut your team out for Giannis. Don't go gut your team out for KD. Like,
you don't need to. Just
that's the issue. You know what the smartest thing Oklahoma City did? Didn't gut their team out.
Let them
grow together. Stop trying to rush to a championship, but only one team can win.
I think the entire league learned from the Melo situation. The entire team saw that and was like, we are not doing that. That giving up everything for, and he was in his prime, his all-star, like still superstar, but you cannot give up your whole team for one player. It just, you can't do it.
But CEO, these
Paul
guys
George
got
did it
jobs,
twice.
though.
You said what?
A lot of them don't got a lot of time to build and
Correct.
develop. So when your job's on the line, you're going to do whatever you got to do to make it happen now. So, I mean, I get what you're saying, but at the end of the day, some of these people are making these moves to keep that job.
But this is what this speaks to, Bobby. And this is exactly what Birdie said, and I agree with her 100%. I think this is all the way down, not just on the NBA level. Men's basketball, the product of men's basketball is like absolutely trash. Like men's basketball from the NBA to AAU is trash.
How are you seeing this? Like
how?
Bro,
First of all, I've never in all my life seen such low IQ.
Thank
on
you.
all like the reason, and I'm gonna say this. I'm as a Knicks fan, I love the fact that we won and we beat Boston. Yo, how do you miss 50 threes? At some point, you got to go. Let me go for a layup. Let me draw a foul. Let me do something. 50. This is no IQ, and this is the defending champ. If the defending champs don't have that kind of IQ, what do you think everybody else is doing?
That's coaching.
No. It's low. No, it may be culture, but the culture is low IQ. Everybody, Here's what's different. When Jordan was in the league, you knew you couldn't do what Jordan could do because that was the physical attributes. They seen Golden State and they was like, shooting, we can do that. No, you can't. You can't.
Draymond says this every time. He says there's only 10 players in the league that has real basketball IQ. Everybody else is just athletes.
It's just it, and that's it. And it's destroying the game. It is, and it's on all levels. I see it on high school. College not as bad, but I see it on high school. I definitely see it in AAU. It's absolutely terrible. When you watch the women's game, it is like night and day.
So are you? So thank you for that transition. Up the game.
It's the whole game.
Do you think that is it AAU that is messing up the game of basketball? Because
I think so. I think it started. I think where it started was when we had that period where the NBA was they were just drafting everybody out of high school. Like there was a period where like it was high school and like one and done. So there was like no actual development. And that was like maybe for like a 5-year period or so, right before they got rid of it and got back to like the age limit. I think that was the beginning of the downturn of the game and how the men's game is being played, because they were treating it like they were treating the bodies like commodities. Like, let's just get them young. If we get them young, we can get them longer. And the gameplay suffered for it. Like Kwame Brown was drafted #1 overall, bro.
But let's not confuse. I'm not disputing that there are bad decisions that teams and players make at a high clip. But let's not confuse our expectations of how they should play today based on whatever experiences we had back in the day. Like, these dudes are taking chances in a much different way than they used to. Like, you're right. Like, I couldn't fathom shooting 40, 30, 40, 50 threes back in the day. But I also couldn't fathom somebody like Steph Curry coming out shooting like he does either, because he was missing a gang of shots when he first came out. But we look at it now like, yo, we expect this style of play. And the fandom and the fan base has increased so significantly. The money pouring into this league is so much higher than it's ever been before. It's hard for me to use such extreme terms like trash at a sport and a fan base that's exploding like it's appealing to somebody. And
but that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. People, the public has no idea what they want. Like you cannot and I'm going to tell you this, and I'll put it to you in like, I'll make it personal as a DJ, right?
Yeah.
I've been out.
Yeah.
I've been out in Vegas. Like when I was in Vegas, I've been out, right? And the DJ was like, stinking it up, like stinking it up. And talking to, and I'll talk to somebody who's partying. I'm like, yo, you having a good time? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, you like the DJ? He's like, no, not really, but I'm just here with my people, so we're having a good time. The thing is no longer the thing. Like people are showing up because
trash is a tough word to use.
No, because we've truncated the game to highlights, right? We treat the game like it's social media, right? We don't treat the game like it's the actual game. The thing is not the thing anymore. You're talking about the money and aspect. That's just people behind the scenes being smart about marketing and branding and stuff like that. If you watch the game, I don't need them to play.
What if I told you I love the way they play this game?
I'm gonna say you're a liar. You like a trash product in front of everybody. You like a trash product. You lying, or you just started watching 5 years ago.
This is a trash product, bro.
I'm not disputing any of those statements, but I'm saying
let me count
expectations.
I do not care what the public, they don't. 70 million people
get off your chest.
Voted a convicted felon back into the office. Do you think?
Yeah.
The public, the general American public, off that alone, do you think these are the people that are going, nah, this is a smart way to play? Yeah, missing 50 threes.
I did not say smart way to play. So I just made motherfuckers enjoy.
But they don't.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying bad decisions aren't being made. I'm not saying none of that.
I can counter your point about the whole money thing. They're making all this money. The reason they're making so much money is because regular, like old school television is dead. So the only thing that's really drawing, NBA can draw a 3, and that's the highest thing in the world compared to what TV used to draw. So the TV stations, they're gonna pay for something. So even if the NBA is not drawing like it used to be, and it's drawing 2s and 3s, it's still higher than the 0.5. So they gonna automatically get them. That's the only reason they're getting these contracts. It's because they can draw more than just regular TV.
People love that.
That's why.
People love that.
Right. So I just mean the style of play, it appeals to some people. I'm not disputing that fact.
But we're still people. I don't care about
the ratings say different. And I agree with all of that stuff. Like there's on both sides, but at the end of the day, we are creatures of habit, right? Like there's something to watching the playoffs, right? There's something to going to a game. There's something to, especially for sports people, we're more of an entertainment society, right? So we're always looking for something to do, right? It's not to say like, yo, you've been to a bad restaurant. It don't mean like food is just terrible everywhere. You went to a day, the chef had a bad night, you know what I mean? Or just so I think it's a multitude of things, right? That's collective. But there is some evidence of declining, right? There is some evidence of the game changing because, a lot of football talks about it. And then, of course, baseball was the first one maybe that entered it, but it was the stat game, right? Like it's more efficient to shoot 3s because 3s are worth more than 2s, right? And then it went away from playing the fundamental of the game to being smarter than the game, right? So I think it's a hodgepodge of all those things.
Challenging the extremism of trash, like shut it down. It's over. Like this sport should not exist anymore. Like
it's
no,
not. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's not enjoyable to watch. Like to see somebody come down with like a 4-on-1 fast break and pull up a 3. Like, this is not enjoyable. That's not enjoyable.
Listen. NBA is like Jack in the Box tacos in the early 2000s after the club. Like you're just hungry, you just eat it. That's what it is.
There it is.
You're just consuming it. That's all it is. You're just consuming the product because that's the only thing that's on.
And we have
And you're a sports fan.
Today we
You're a
have
sports
the
fan.
most talented players ever. Like from a skill set, we have the most talented players the game has ever seen. It's just they just don't play the game well.
Can we go back to your point? Like most athletic players. Let's not go with talent.
No. From a skill set, like from an actual skill set, outside of shooting, from an actual skill set, like this is the most what players can do. This positionless basketball, like that part to me is amazing to see. Like 7-footers, and I think it's amazing to see that skill set from a talent standpoint. They are like far superior than what we came up with.
Awesome. Hey, man, about to jump to the next one. Do you got anything? Because I see you shaking your head before I move on, man. You got anything? Oh, I pressed the wrong button.
Spin camera. You say I ain't got nothing.
Nah. I'm with B. I don't think it's a worse product. I just think it's a different product. Honestly, I don't think when I was in high school, Shaq was getting. There was 3 centers on every team. Shaq was elbowing all of them and scoring 50 points, and the Lakers were 3-peating, right? And I don't think that was a great product. You just throw it down to Shaq, and then Kobe's other second best player in the league can play one-on-one, and we survived that. I just think it's a different time. If the NBA is what I think the problem with the NBA is the discourse, and I think we can probably get to that with some other stuff too. Is this we always talk about what's going to happen next season. We always talk about who's going to be traded. We don't really talk about the actual teams and the actual game around the game. And to me, that's the low part of the NBA is it's just the discourse.
Well, so moving on to something that's going the right way, or some would say, is let's talk about the WNBA. So, I mean, season started. One of the things that's troubling for me is just kind of seeing we're slowly getting there. So the Valkyries, I think, was the only team that kind of started as far as the expansion that we got coming. I think Portland and someone else help me out. EP, help me if you find it. But with the game starting off, do we have any early favorites on if we're going to have a New York repeat? Minnesota Lynx are just coming really tough with Nafisa. How you pronounce her name? Anybody got that for me?
Just call her Fee.
Fee. All right. Fee, and they're rolling out 4-0 already, undefeated. So, and then there's always the Aces because they have Asia Wilson. So, anybody got any kind of front runners and who they think is going to run that title? I think MH already has one.
I think it's Minnesota and New York again. I think those are two.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's Toronto and Portland are coming in 2026.
My man, thank you. Toronto and Portland. So, yeah, that's the matchup. Everybody agree with that?
All day.
Awesome. So if that's the case, then who do we have for MVP? So a lot of early charges for Caitlin Clark to be MVP.
It's Big Fee. Big Fee, baby.
All right. So is Asia coming anywhere with those votes? I mean, what, 2-time, 3-time MVP?
She's always in the conversation. I mean, there's just certain people that's always going to be in the conversation, right? And
honestly, if she's not going to be offensive MVP, she's going to be defensive MVP. I thought she was defensive MVP last year, and they gave it to Fee, which could have went either way. But I still think that was Asia's award to win. So she's going to be in the conversation either way. I think her winning those awards is going to depend on how the Aces do, and which to me, the Aces are in trouble.
Yeah, I'm personally I'm idly waiting by for Juju to come back because Juju is that is a bad motherfucker right there, yo.
So what do we think about her off-season move then? Do you think that she made a good move to leave USC?
I mean, no, I think she was definitely ready. You know what I mean? And now, she unfortunately she has the injury, but she could take her time to kind of get back. But once she gets back, I think she's gonna be like, it's gonna be lights out for her. Like as far as like women athletes in basketball, I'm trying to think of anybody I've seen like that moved like her.
That's right. Yeah.
Like the way she moves, I've never seen in women's basketball before.
That's right.
I think she's gonna be so dumb. She's so shifty. She's great with a change of pace. Her ball handling is incredible. To me, she's like the female version of Melo, but I think she actually might be better.
So then
by the end of her career, she might be better.
Hold on. Where should she play next year if it's not in a Trojan jersey next year, CEO? Where is it at, brother? Let me hear that part.
That I don't know. I don't really have an answer for that.
I mean, where, man, you're supposed to say nowhere else. That's it. It ain't gonna look right. It's not gonna look right.
She's not leaving there. There's no way.
Right, she's not going nowhere.
Yeah, she left USC. That's what I'm trying to.
Yeah, the word on the street is that she's out.
No,
Yes,
no,
to rehab or like where's she going?
Leaving USC.
No, didn't she? But no, she declared no, didn't she?
No,
she got 2 more years left.
I thought she declared.
Hit me with the
She's talking about going to UConn.
Here's my thing though. Here's my thing. I don't know what the parameters are with the WNBA. I'm assuming it's similar to the NBA, but they may have like a different like.
She's talking portal, not going professional. She's talking about hitting the portal.
I don't think she should hit the portal. I think she should come to the league.
Why? Well, she still has to play. She
still got a couple more years.
So, but that's on the women's side that she has to do that.
They can leave after 3 years, right?
I agree with you that she should be able to go to the WNBA. That's not the question.
I didn't know she had to play all 4 years.
That's what makes it special. That's what still makes it great because you get to watch it. Well, now that they can transfer, it's not as special. But
I don't think she should. If that's the case,
she
shouldn't leave USC. Then she should stay in USC.
Just got a text. She is not in the portal, and she's not going in the portal. I had to text somebody. I was like, why did this? Like, where have I been? Let me see what's going on here.
Just got a text.
DJ, man, we need to work on a Black and Sports ticker thing.
Let's kill that rumor. Juju's not going nowhere.
She definitely should stay at USC. She should definitely stay.
I love it. Yeah, she's going into her junior year, so
just stay.
Young junior. She's only
just rehabbing
to get in, so she's a
What'd
young.
you say, Coach?
Only 19. She's a young junior. She hasn't turned 20 yet. You have to be to get in the WNBA draft.
Okay.
20. So
Okay.
I mean, she's got to come back and play.
That's cool because I mean, to me, that's just get your shit back, get your shit together, get back in shape.
Yeah, get that
work it
NIL
out,
money.
Yeah, work it out, and then come to the league. Yeah,
don't rush.
Yeah, but she's gonna be a phenomenal pro. Like she's ridiculous.
So that's the thing. We got great talent that keeps coming out of the women's game, from the collegiate level. But we're seeing like 10th round picks, like teams getting cut from teams. And that's a shame for the league. And I guess I'll jump to you, Coach. Is there anything that you think can be done? We know the expansion is one way, right? So now you'll have more roster spots. But like, what's happening that these girls, after staying so long in college, are not making these teams?
Hey, in my opinion, first of all, the WNBA should do away with protected contracts. And I look at our hometown Aces, and I love the Aces. I was a fan of the Aces before. Most people knew who the Aces were, but they have 3 or 4 protected contracts on their team right now. They cut the girl that everybody wanted to keep because they have these protected contracts. And then I think we talked about this last year on this show by itself. We obviously expansion, but I don't think the expansion helped. It did nothing. We're still seeing pick number 10 get cut, pick 17 got cut.
Yeah, from Valkyrie.
Nothing changed. So I actually was like, okay, we need expansion. That's 24 more players. But all they did was keep 24 veterans. And cut the young kids again, which those are the people that people want to see. There's a story going around, one of the young ladies that was cut, and I think she's 30 years old. And everybody's like, oh, she's going to get picked up. Nobody knows her. I can't even remember her name. Nobody knows her. Nobody wants to see her play. So to get cut at 30 and that be the end of her life, I just think that's crazy. We're 34-year-old guys, So I'm not sure what it is, but I definitely think the protected contracts need to go. And you can't expand fast enough.
And the old heads need to just retire.
That part, you giving up too many spots.
That part,
right?
They don't know too long.
Taking spots, move.
Yeah,
out the way.
Absolutely.
I wanted Tarazi to retire 3 years ago.
I'm telling you, you're still wearing big shorts. It's time to
shout out to Kiki Arafan as Rookie of the Year over Paige Becker. You heard it here first.
The player.
Yeah, Kiki balling.
Kiki is balling.
Kiki balling.
You heard it here first.
And what's the other rookie on their team? Other rookie balling too.
Yeah, they both nice though.
They nice though. Yeah.
They're a dynamic duo down there. All right, so jumping into something a little fun. This may be quick, but the was it 100-man one gorilla thing that's been going around the internet and stuff like that. And this is a sports show, so this is the only reason it made it. So it's relevant. What do we think could 100 athletes, our top athletes of the world, beat one gorilla? And you have UFC champion and Hall of Famer John Bones Jones believes it can happen, man. So do y'all think 100? Everybody shaking their head. No, you don't think of 100 top athletes.
No weapon. You mean no weapon, right? No weapon. No weapon involved.
If I could pick up Mark Henry and Eddie, what's his name?
No. Have you seen gorillas fight? Have you seen gorillas fight?
You don't think?
Bro, you ain't seen no gorilla. You
don't think
really ain't seen no gorilla.
Rushing a gorilla, 80 athletes, 80 elite athletes rushing a gorilla. You think a gorilla's gonna
smoke 80
athletes like that?
The first 20 is out.
The first 20, yeah, for sure.
The first dude that get hit, everybody's out, yo.
If the other 99 athletes, listen.
When person number 2 sees John Bones Jones get his ass rocked.
Other 99 athletes.
Have you ever heard of a gorilla getting a concussion? Gorillas don't get concussions.
Hey, I know. Logo has CTE.
Yo, you've never seen. Watch a gorilla fight on social media. When a gorilla hits the other gorilla, that gorilla doesn't even flinch. Understand that? Other gorillas don't even flinch.
If the other 99 athletes, after seeing the first athlete get smoked,
it's over.
Maintain their composure.
No, bro.
And they all gonna have concussions.
We can't even perform the pick and roll by the Pacers.
We live at 2,000 pounds.
I'm gonna stick with science because they say gorillas get tired after 20 seconds.
There you go.
And even the crocodile hunter's son came out and said, dude, 10 athletic humans can beat a gorilla because gorillas get burned out. They get burned out real fast.
Anybody knows that boy right there.
It's like gorilla's gonna take their blows, and then another 20 seconds after he rests, he gonna destroy him.
No,
he's just gonna take a rest while they sitting there.
I haven't even heard of gorilla.
No, they cooked. They cooked after 20 seconds.
Hey, I haven't heard of gorilla.
I've seen I watch gorillas fight all the time.
Gorillas got balls too.
Everybody wanted to.
I trust your sources, Gene. I trust your sources. But I think you're gonna be disturbed when it gets to 22 seconds and that motherfucker's not tired.
Hey, Jazzy.
Hi, guys. They can maintain their composure and they can still work as a unit. 99 people are smoking a gorilla.
Listen to me, Eric.
99 athletes
smoking a gorilla.
Bro.
Smoking a gorilla.
My question is, who's gonna run up on the gorilla first?
Hey, whoever it is,
that's the question. It's gonna be somebody's got to take the first blow.
We're gonna see Brock Lesnar
or James Harrison. James Harrison.
Brock got 5 good seconds in him, bro.
Hey, I've seen Khabib wrestle a bear, so I believe
a bear is not a gorilla.
I don't know.
I don't know. Strength wise, they about the same.
A bear and a gorilla are not
bears
the same.
Have claws about this long.
No, I think Suge Knight got knocked out by somebody your size, Eric. Got knocked out by somebody your size. I seen a gorilla punch another gorilla in the face, and that gorilla did not budge. I'm telling you, the first nigga get knocked out, it's over. We're not even getting to it.
And gorilla got hands too. They got real hands. A bear ain't got hands like you. A gorilla got hands. Come on, man.
If the other 99 people can see that first person,
hey, my boy CEO thought this through. He been thinking about this for a minute,
bro. I don't think because I think you're thinking about the numbers, and yes, I get it. Like the best athletes are they are incredible, Animals in general, forget just a gorilla. Animals in general, you ever been kicked by a pit bull? Animals are ridiculously fucking strong, bro. And a gorilla?
I'm saying 100 people could.
And let's be clear, bro. Athletes typically aren't crossfit.
They are washed. That gorilla getting washed.
If you give me 100 LeBron Jameses,
bro, LeBron James couldn't fight like that. LeBron
couldn't fight
like
that.
The dude that be laying on the ground, the dude that be laying on the ground when you smack his wrist, that LeBron James.
Hey, but he's built tough. Forward tough, actually.
All right. I did not think that was going to go that way. That's amazing because we definitely have science, top athletes, and then just nature versus humanity. But anyway, moving on. What were our thoughts? Hopefully you had a chance to catch Asia Wilson's commercial with the club collab by my president's daughter that put that commercial, man. I mean, it hit soon as I think Gene was the one that tagged me in it or how the first time I saw it. And then I just took it and ran with it, man. So first of all, I hope you all seen it. If not, YouTube that commercial because it is of and for the culture. But what does everybody think about the shoe? And Gene, were you able to get some?
Oh, I got the pink and the blues. So yes. So
Jack,
you have to support Asia.
Pick up some?
I throw it out
there. I haven't. Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody about to go. So if anybody knows anybody, here's the beauty of someone with my measurements. I wear kids, so if anybody has a plug for a boys 4.5, the pearl, I'm trying to get my hands on the pearl. Okay, so boys 4, I think a boys 4 will fit nicely. Yeah.
What were you
so
saying,
anybody
Coach?
knows somebody,
Jazz, they might have those in the Nike store in Nike store in New York. I saw the pearls.
Okay.
So it's probably in that size. So Nike store in New York.
What?
Boom,
Okay, I need to get at Ebony then. I need to get at Ebony.
Yeah.
Wait, Jazzy, you in New York?
I'm not. That's why I said I need to get at Ebony. Because I could be further from New York.
No, I was like, what?
Represent the Delta.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Delta.
Shout out to the Delta.
What'd you say, Coach? What'd you say about the shoes or the commercial?
Yeah, I think it's genius. The whole thing, the whole marketing strategy, the shoes. She just came out with a kids colorway, by the way, which is just for kids. I think it's better than some adult ones, which I have all of them at this point. And the black and pink ones are actually coming out next week, supposedly. But the whole thing, when was the last time you seen Nike put this much effort into a rollout for any of those guys? And I think they just hit the mark with it. And I think Asia's running with it. That commercial, I kind of got a little bit of intel and I knew that commercial was coming out. And I knew that Obama's daughter was on it, but I didn't believe it, to be honest about it. People that were saying that. But when I finally saw it, I knew the part that her grandmother was going to be in there. And I just thought it was genius. I mean, the whole thing I just think it's excellent and it's paid off.
I agree. I think that they really took their time and as they say, the details are what matter. And everything was detailed from, of course, the beads and the little girls that were double dutching and playing double dutch, the beads in the hair, the dance or the drill team. I think that they executed this in a very just a very admirable way. I mean, she deserved it. She deserved such a a well thought out and well executed campaign. So I was digging it.
And no excuses, other guys. You can get them too, because the way she dropped them, yeah, they're in women's sizes, but they made them big enough where it can fit up to like a guy that wears a 14 or a 15.
Yeah, I got a couple women's exclusive Nikes already. So
yeah, me too. I was like,
and the shoe is fire. Like the design,
it's a good shoe.
is fire.
Sure. I just looked at it. It's a good shoe.
And I think that price point is perfect. You know, I mean, we're talking. It was primarily marketed for young ladies, and again, coaching. I can tell you right now, the shoes that we buy versus the shoes that we don't buy, to get that shoe for $110, I just think the whole thing carefully thought out and put together, and I just think she nailed it.
That's dope. All right, anything else on the shoe before we move on? All right, make sure you go out and cop your shoe. Definitely dope to see all of even the cameos, right? To have her parents in there, to have, Coach Staley in there. Just beautifully done all the way around for the culture, for her. So I hope she, kind of continues to kind of make a mark on the league. In cinema, in the entertainment side, and there's a lot of stuff going on. I just saw the Quarterback movie coming out, and I'm Quincy Avery, Dope guy. I've been trying to get him on the show, but he's busy grooming your next top quarterback. But he has something I think coming on Hulu. The John Madden movie is coming out. So for my Raider folks on here, and then Shaq and AI are having something that's coming out June 4th or 5th or something like that on Netflix, kind of talking about their takeover of Reebok and attempted to bring that brand back. Is anybody watching or interested in any of these shows, or is there something that I missed that's coming out that we should let the audience know about?
The quarterback one for sure, mainly because if you look at the NFL, you just look at high level football in general, the narrative really hasn't changed, even though we've done black quarterbacks have done everything to change, to show that we are not only more than intelligent, but more than capable of leading a team. But the narrative is still what it is. And you kind of see it in draft picks and stuff like that. So to see that there's a young black dude that is out here like training and developing like the best quarterbacks out there, I think to me, that's a must watch. You know what I mean?
Then, listen, the F1 movie gonna be fire. I don't know if y'all seen the trailer yet, but
on Apple, right?
I think that one gonna be, I think that one gonna be good. Oh, if anybody watched The Fall of Favre on Netflix?
No,
I just watched it yesterday.
I just seen that
title.
Yeah. I heard that's dope.
So that's a good one. All right. Anything else people watching? And I just led with those because those were the black leads. Is why I didn't have the F1 on there. But the F1 does.
Hey, no, the black lead is what's his name from Snowfall.
From Snowfall, yeah.
Yeah, he the lead.
It just
Damien is the lead. He's the main driver.
Yeah, that one the shooting guard on Netflix is a good one. On
that was good.
And Creighton when they had the gun incident in the locker
room.
Oh
yeah. I didn't see that one yet.
Yeah, it just came on Netflix, and yeah, man, how it changed that dude Creighton's life. I mean, it's a good one. Just that one incident put him out the league, and then him going to jail and a whole bunch of other stuff. So
I gotta check that out.
I didn't realize he was out of jail.
Yeah, he got 23 years and he did 10.
Good behavior. There you go. All right, so some good
stuff. Make sure y'all check out Randy Moss 30 for 30. It's a lot about Randy Moss you ain't gonna know that thing is gonna tell you about how cold West Virginia did that boy and how hard it was to get to where he was at. So make sure you check that out.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that, good old Rand, West Virginia, where he was from. But he went ahead and put a Y on Rand, West Virginia, and made his own name out. So that was a good one. Anything else on stuff we should watch? Good series of things that's coming up in the news or anything like that? Cool. So I want to jump on how the announcement was made. The couple of decisions in the winter meetings for the NFL. The tush push is still around. I know we've talked about that a lot, so we're not going to get into that for this show. We'll save that for some other fire. I think the biggest news and topics I want to talk about is that the NFL agreed or is allowing, however you want to say the phrase, flag football and letting our NFL players play in the Olympics for flag football. So how do you feel about that for the players and for your team if one of your stars goes and plays?
Too risky.
Yeah, sit your butt at home.
Risky.
The kids gonna play.
Olympics need to ban that, man.
We trying to win the Super Bowl.
Levels to this, man. It's levels to it. So they got to keep the playing field to keep it interesting. They got to level the playing field because nobody wants to see Mahomes and Tariq Hills in the Olympics and like they doing something. That's
just running go routes.
You say nobody wants to see that, right? But I feel like as Americans want gold medals. They want it by any means necessary. So I'm excited for it personally. I want a gold medal, and that's going to be a gold medal.
And on Young EP's thing, right? Like you don't think that these guys should have the chance to bring home gold, right? Like that's one of a once in a career. I mean, it's just like you're chasing the Super Bowl, bringing home an Olympic gold, something that happens every 4 years. How do we feel about that?
I would say, especially in the inaugural first go around, I think would be the most important, and then after that, probably pushing off to the younger and letting them do their thing. But hey, I want first time around, give me gold, bring it home.
I like my Olympics being competitive. Like this ain't gonna be competitive. We have NFL players out there.
Nah, it's not.
We're gonna be smoking teams.
And also, Also, I think the injury factor is only a little bit higher. I think simply because like flag football is a completely different, like you move completely different than actual contact football, and they're not used to that. You know what I'm saying? So like it could possibly raise the risk.
While I agree with that, you have the top leading talents in soccer. They play for international teams. So I mean, what's the difference in that? You know what I mean?
They're playing
the same game though.
The same game.
They're playing the same game. Like you can't like normally in football, like you running into somebody, that's just a part of it. That's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
But now running at the speed that you're used to, like you're one of the top athletes in the world, and then you gotta have to like stop yourself and try not, it's a different game.
Well, what's the difference between 7-on-7 and flag football? It's the same thing. So it's not like these guys don't do this in the off season or train and do 7-on-7s. So,
but 7-on-7 you ain't competing for a goal. Like if you're going into the Olympics, you're competing for the gold. Like
but you're
7-on-7
competing against other people to play also in 7-on-7. It ain't just starters out there. It's people out there competing to get on the field.
I just don't think they're playing this. I don't think they're playing with the same.
It ain't gonna be competitive in any form of football in the Olympics.
Right.
I've been to Mexico to watch whatever we call pro football, and I'm not sure they would beat many like middle school teams.
It will if they underestimate the wrong team and they get beat.
You're on mute,
I think that'll change how they come at it. If they start going out there getting slaughtered by other countries, then yeah, they're gonna start playing a little bit more.
I will also piggyback off of that in the sense of, wasn't the U.S. like football team just like absolutely murdered like 3 games in a row? Like was that last year?
That was tackle football.
I understand that, but that's left a sour taste in Americans' mouth. In my
so I would be more, oddly enough, I would be more comfortable with like if they allow the pros to go play like regular football than flag football.
Yeah,
I would.
I just think it's a different game in general. For one, there's only the field is not as large in the Olympics. I think it's only going to be a 5-on-5 style.
5-on-5. Yep.
And then you have to pull flag. That might not be a natural move to whoever's playing defense, right? And there's multiple passes on a play. I just think it's a totally different game. Now, do I think the NFL players can figure out with training and a few months and be the best athletes on the field? Yeah, for sure. I still think it's a different game, and I don't know if it's worth the injury risk. That's a lot. Playing football in general, how many people is like popped their Achilles or torn something by just the movements of playing, starting to go and stuff like it's different to me than hooping. I just think it's a different game.
If I'm an NFL coach or a GM, and any one of my players is thinking about playing that game, we're gonna have a talk about Robert Edwards. I know you guys remember that.
Contract.
Since that guy tore in his whole career playing flag football.
Yeah.
And Pro Bowl, for that matter. I think personally we got enough guys in the USFL or practice players or whatever, but there's no tell that any star or player on my team would be playing in that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Winning a gold medal, though. My fault, Jasmine.
I don't know. I was just gonna say 3 years is a long time for organizations, and like Coach said, or was alluding to, general managers and agents to, like really sit down with players who want to do this and have conversations about, okay, let's have a talk about how this is an incentive. Like we understand you want the opportunity to go and compete for a gold medal, but what incentive is there? Like how does this serve the organ? You wanting to go out there and earn this gold medal, how does this serve the best interest of, really you and the team, and like where does that fit in, or what kind of results will that have? Because they got 3 years to I guess figure out what this is going to look like. You got people who might be coming expecting to see a certain player compete, and they get there and they don't see, who they might want to see, what kind of, what are we thinking in terms of the engagement, I guess.
I think it's going to be good exposure on both ends, honestly, as far as engagement goes. When you have Tyreek Hill, for example, going to compete on a global level for a gold medal, and then you kind of get that exposure where other people who aren't, into football, American football, are like, oh, damn, okay, and then they transfer. That translates over to the NFL, so that is more, viewers and more higher ratings. So I think that could be a good argument.
Yeah.
As far as
Something else I'm interested to see if they will do. I'm interested to see because of course they have the Olympic trials. I'm also interested to see how how they're going to kind of simulate that for for this edition. I think that'll be interesting.
I don't know about the trial, how that's going to work, but I do know I'm concerned or curious about the contract part of it, right? Because a lot of these guys have contracts that say no extracurricular, no like riding motorcycles or playing basketball, all of those clauses in these $1 million contracts. I wonder how that's going to be written or addended or what's going to happen in that standpoint.
And just when the Olympics is, I mean, that's right post training camp, right into like the season. I just don't see it happening like that.
And then let's not forget that the quarterback for, and MH, you help me with this, I think he is for the U.S. team. He said he's better than Patrick Mahomes.
At flag football. That's what he said.
Flag football.
At flag football.
He said he is better than Patrick Mahomes. He is the best flag football quarterback. But, that's the way these guys are feeling, these players, I should say, because we do have men's and women's going to be representing us. But it is a different game. So it's just going to be interesting, kind of tag it back in what you said, Jazzy, of what the tryouts are going to be like. How are they going to test? And is it going to look bad like you going up against this flag football player and then you lose out the job? So there's that part of it too, you know what I mean? Because we're dealing with people with $1 million egos.
Flag football ain't no joke. I remember I was in high school and I was in, great athletic shape, playing high school ball. And we got somehow one of my boys' pops, he got us involved in like some flag football thing at Giant Stadium. And like people who play flag football, like they really play this shit. Like it's a real thing, and I was a really good athlete.
It's real. It's an Olympic sport.
And I got my ass smoked, and I was like, nah, this is like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just it's a different way of playing football, and I just don't want people to underestimate that. Like it's not like being great at the NFL is not like playing flag football. It's just not. It's a completely different sport with similar rules. But it's a completely
similar rules.
Similar rules.
And they've been playing internationally for a long time. So it ain't like these dudes don't know how to play. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? So like I wouldn't touch it if I was an NFL player. But
absolutely. All right. So jumping out of here and getting ready to close it out and then open it up to you guys. So, we got a new Pope. And there's been claim that the Pope is a Knicks fan. So since the game is coming up, shout out to the new Pope, Villanova grad, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah.
So hopefully, the Pope and God is with the Knicks tonight as we watch the game. But I want to open it up. Is there anything else on your heart and mind before we get out of here, man? So floor is open.
I just wanted to. Okay, I'm sorry, Coach. Yeah,
Coach. There ain't enough Hail Marys out there. It's over.
Damn.
Why did we even let Coach talk? That's what she's going to do.
That was on you. That was your defense.
You opened the floor back.
I try to be respectful, and she comes just shitting on us. Damn. I actually wanted to bring this up, and I totally forgot it when we were having the conversation about the quality of gameplay in the NBA. Did you know this year is the lowest number of declared players ever?
Yes, thank you. I forgot that was on my bullet point list.
I saw that 100.
100 and like what was like
109.
109.
Right? The NBA draft.
So like this to me, and I'm not saying like the players that are not declaring like I don't want to play because the league is trash. I just think this is another thing that's going to have a negative impact on it. And I get it now because there's a lot of money floating everywhere. NIL deals and all this other stuff. I get it. We don't have to go to the league to get their money. But I think this is just another thing that is going to have a negative impact on the quality of play in the NBA.
Why do you think it'd be a negative? You don't think that'd be a positive?
And that's what I was going to say, MH. I agree with you if that's your stance, MH. I agree. It keeps the kids in the game a little longer, right? Like they get to prepare their man muscles, you know what I mean? A little longer.
Here's why I feel like it'll have a negative impact.
Okay.
So the truth of the matter is the for a lot of kids growing up, like to make it to the professional level is just a lifelong dream, right? But the professional level, not that the playing field is level, because it's not. The NBA is still like the cream of the crop. But I don't think these athletes today are playing to be the best anymore. They're not playing to be looked at as the greatest to ever play. They're just looking for the opportunity to get their money. And what's going to happen, the people who are going to stick around in the draft, and it's no disrespect to them, but the people who are going to declare are not going to be the cream of the crop. They're going to be the ones like, this is my opportunity to make it, and I'm going to go through it in this way. And I just think we're going to get more average players and less cream of the crop players.
I think it's going to work the opposite, CEO, because I mean, what NIL has done is I feel like a lot of international players now are saying, hey, let me go play college for a year or two, right? Can you imagine? And I'm saying, can you imagine Wemby playing for Duke or whoever? Like, I think you're going to see more of that happening. And then once you're into those kind of pipelines in college, that's where, to me, I think you get the development of a skill set and fundamentals, which I think will actually help the NBA when it comes to just.
But do you think they're going to stay? You think they're going to stay?
If you're getting paid, right? So if you're getting paid decent NIL money and you're a late lottery to a non-lottery type guy, why don't you just stay and make money for Duke or USC or North Carolina or whatever? Get your skill refined, and then when it's time for you to declare, you can declare. If anything, I think NIL hurts the NFL more than hurts the NBA. I think it helps the NBA.
So what do you think? So what do you think about the aspect of? And I hear what you're saying, right? And that does make sense to a degree, but players aren't even like players have now turned college basketball into AAU. Like nobody's sitting still, right?
Yeah.
So like, does that even help too? Like to me, the development is the development under the tutelage of this coach, this program, this, that. But now they're just hopping around for various reasons, whether it's monetary reasons, whether it's more playing time, whether it's whatever. Like, I think it's a generational thing. I think it's just the current culture of particularly professional basketball, or just basketball in general. I just don't see these players like approaching it like, I just want to go and dominate and be the best. It's like, yo, I'm nice. I could go get this bread. I'm going to go get this bread however CB. You know what I mean? That's how I see it.
And I agree, but I was to counter that, I would say there is no replacing for there. I don't think there's a replacement for being involved in March Madness, right? Playing a ACC schedule or a Big Ten schedule or SEC schedule where you got to go to certain environments and be booed or be disliked. You're getting that special kind of unique. That goes into I guess a mentor or development of a player too, that you might not get if you're just jumping straight to the NBA in a different way, or if you're, you know what I mean? I just think there's a value to playing in the college game. Even if you are bouncing around, that's going to help you in your NBA career. I really do believe that.
So can I throw out some numbers right quick on what you guys are talking about? The average age in the NBA right now is 26. The average age of OKC is 24. And I say that because Jalen Green at Houston is 23, and he's possibly considered a bust. When Houston was losing to Golden State, all you heard was, this guy hasn't developed yet. He's 23 years old. I think he has a couple more years to develop, but naysayers who say no, at 23, they're like, trade him or find somebody that can help him. So I'm going to go where the money is. If I'm a college player and I'm making a couple million in college, I'm going to stay. If I got a chance to be a first round draft pick where you're going to get that guaranteed contract, I'm going. But it's so hit or miss. A 23-year-old is a bust now. Like, to me, that's crazy.
But I think, go ahead. Yeah, Gene. Yeah.
No, I think with Jalen Green, though, his situation is more of a mental bust. Like, they think is up here compared to because his physical talents are there.
Sure.
But they see stuff every day that they're like, something's not right here.
But they saw that before he got drafted, and they knew that. We saw those stories before he even got there.
All the stories is there. So The stories were there. So,
but
yeah.
also, I think, and this kind of goes to what Brennan was saying earlier about, well, clearly, like, somebody wants to watch it, right? We are comparing it to what we grew up on. Like 23, like you were getting drafted at like 21, 22, but they were coming in. They were 21, 22, but they were like damn near grown men. Like they weren't like bust. They were ready to play. And now we're getting kids at 19, 20 who are not ready to play. And we're not judging them based on the fact that they're not ready to play. It's like, you're here, so you better perform. Who's to blame for that? Who's responsible for that? That varies. I mean, that's a league culture thing. That's a GM thing. That's just an overall basketball culture thing, and the business of basketball and how people are making decisions. But, you're judging people on not ready to play. Well, I mean, like you said, Coach, you knew he wasn't, you knew what he was then, and you still took him and you wanted to be. But a 23-year-old in the NBA in the 80s and 90s was different.
Yeah.
It was different. Like, they was ready to go.
And they had 2 jobs because they weren't getting salary.
Yeah,
right.
But you also you got to think about it. Back in the day, like, if you was in a lottery, you was gonna get a player that can play.
Yeah.
Now it's like top 3.
It's potential. Everything out there is potential. He might be able to do this.
Yeah, it's all a crapshoot now.
Yeah.
All right. So, anything else on the hearts and minds before we get out of here?
We didn't talk about.
Oh, which one? Which one about to say here?
Oh, I was just gonna say we didn't talk about the Timberwolves series much, but just to touch on the part earlier, CEO mentioned about trash basketball, and I agree with you in the sense of, like, they're not changing the game plan, right? They're sticking to missing 53s and they're not doing shit about it. And that's what I don't understand. Is you have like OKC or not OKC, sorry, you had Minnesota do that same shit in game 1, and how the fuck Rudy Gobert has 2 points in 20-something minutes is just, it's remarkable at this point. Like, you are tall. I think he's tall. Maybe might be a little shorter than Chet, right? Maybe like an inch or 2, but he's probably got him by like 50 pounds, 60 pounds. How are you letting a toothpick and then these other smaller kids out rebound? If you're not gonna score, get some fucking bounce, bro. Get some boards, something. You can't eat 2 points and then 5 points, and now I think 7 or 9 points in game 3. It's just mind blowing to me how they utilized him right against the Warriors, which is, I thought that series was going to go how it went, with or without the Steph injury. But to not do anything against OKC, where I was convinced that they were going to dominate them, but
it's called low basketball IQ.
That's it. It's just low IQ.
I just wanted to get
like, yes, a 3-pointer is worth more than a 2 only if you make the 3-pointer. If you don't make it, 0 is less than 2.
My question also is, at what point does this start to? What point does this start to get back to the coach, right? Like, we have these players taking these shots, but where does the responsibility?
It's only a handful of coaches in the NBA that's actually coaching. Everybody else is out there like, yo, just give me my check, bro. Do what you got to do, or whatever. Ain't nobody coaching. These players don't listen.
Right.
Again, this happened. This started 20, 25 years ago. These players have gotten, and I'm all for players having the proper level of power on their own careers. I am. But we're at a point where now it is like completely lopsided.
No. It's coaches that don't know how to coach. It's GMs that never coached or did anything for. They just put them in the GM role, and that's how bad the product is. That's how you know the product is bad. Well, you don't even need a real GM. Like, you just got a guy there that, like, oh, he's good with numbers. So let's place him there.
Yeah, yo.
That's what's going on around the league right now, and that you can tell. Like, we got to get back to basketball IQ.
We got to get the nerds off the floor and out the office, and get the players back. Like, you got to get people who know the game involved in making decision making, because statistics don't mean nothing if you can't get the players to do what they need to do. Like, it don't mean nothing.
It's not the X's and O's, it's the Johnny and Joe's. All right, MH, man, you want to take us out of here and let someone else?
I was going to give y'all one more. I know we didn't touch this thing. I'm glad we didn't touch it because I'm over it already. The whole Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese thing for the 1,000th time. I'm tired of Eton Thomas. I'm tired of Jamil Hill. I'm tired of all these people jumping in, doing this hotep stump. about
all
this.
videos.
I was like, bro, it's just basketball.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's basketball. Can we just watch basketball? And they not even the same player. I was like, Angel, they probably should trade Cordosa. Cordosa need to get out of there. If she want to grow, she got to get out of there.
Because
Or
she's
they,
under
need
her
to
shadow.
or they need to trade Angel. One or the other, because you can't run that team through Angel. Angel is a backup. Angel's a backup player.
Yo,
They can come in and rebounds.
Dean, I'm glad you said it. I watched more than enough Angel Reese games to go.
She's a backup.
I don't get it.
She's a backup.
I do not get it.
I heard somebody say something about her getting her me bounds.
She's a WNBA player. She is a WNBA player, but she's not that. Like I think and I understand it from a business and brand and marketing standpoint. Like they had to do what they had to do. They put her and Clayton against each other. I get it. They are not on the same level at all. At all. And again, when Juju gets back, then we'll be able to like get Angel out the way and put somebody who deserves that spot right there.
First of all, it's just week 2 in season 2, and I can't take it no more.
Yeah, it's like, okay, is this gonna be like this for the whole season, or like, are we
we got the rest of our lives to deal with it? Like, come on,
move on to something else?
Absolutely.
Once I saw that photo circulating of Angel Reese, and then it had the people like in Mississippi behind her, I was like, bro, that's it, bro. Y'all gotta stop this.
Mind you,
Like-
Angel and Caitlin is like, yo, there's nothing here. Like, what are y'all like?
Right. What are
they're
y'all
like,
doing?
there's nothing here.
Yeah, they hooping.
Like, it's hooping. It's a basketball
Yeah,
play.
Ryan Clark and Robert Griffin, they call back each other.
Oh my
Nobody even
God.
talking.
Oh
Nobody
my
even talking
God.
about this anymore.
Hey, if Ryan
Put your
Clark come
phone
out,
down, man.
if Ryan Clark come out with one of those side profile videos again talking about this, I'm gonna lose my mind.
And
Put your
that's
phone
the
down, bro.
Jazzy, you were giving us the best Teddy Riley impression.
So, Jazzy, you're breaking up on us.
Oh God,
Look,
y'all, I'm in the Delta, y'all. I'm in the Delta.
You good now? You good now?
good. You're good. Turn your mute off. Turn your mic on. There you go.
Y'all, I didn't even realize I was muted this whole time. Damn.
But you're good. But what you have for us?
No, I was just saying I feel like that's the catch-22 of it. What y'all were just saying about this little sideshow in the midst of this Caitlin Clark, and like that's the catch-22 of it. Like, okay, it's great that it's getting attention, but this ain't the type of attention we want. This ain't it.
Yeah, and like I'm gonna go back because, like, even though we talk like this, MH and I know we're both in the media, right? So this is what gets the people going, right? Like whether we like it or not, it's provocative, right? So it's a thing where we were about to get out this show and it still came up. Like I didn't have that as a topic, right? Because I'm and MH is sick of it as well. And we all probably understand that it is a basketball play. Although when you're looking to push narratives and push people, like they're attempting to manufacture. This ain't Magic and Bird, right? but they're a new league still, right? Like taking everything that they can do to run with it. Is it good? Is it bad? We can all kind of make that our own decision. Are we all annoyed of it? Probably. It's something that they're going to kind of continue to push.
Yeah, put your phone down, RG3 and Robert Griffin.
Those
right, bro.
Hey, that beef is hilarious.
And first of all, who in the hell wants to listen to RG3 in general? On anything?
I don't.
About anything. Football, race relations, nothing. I don't want to hear nothing from him.
I don't want to hear about Barbara Walters and Ryan Clark either. Both of them. Go sit down.
Right. Go get away. Every day
our next 2 episodes are Robert Griffin and Ryan Clark on the Black Sports Podcast.
Dude, every day Ryan Clark then dropped a new video. I'm like, bro, let it go. We over it.
Let it go.
Take us out the group chat. Like, we done, bro.
Come on, stop.
I love it. I love it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Anything else for the people? MH, you'll give us final thoughts. If anybody else,
my bad. Appreciate y'all. Enjoy y'all Memorial weekend. Appreciate y'all kicking it with
Enjoy, everybody.
Cowboys looking all right.
I'm not saying Knicks in anything. I'm just saying Knicks tonight. And then after tonight, I'll say it again.
I'm saying the Knicks in 6. There we go.
Knicks in 6.
4 straight?
Okay.
From your mouth to God's ears, my brother. Or to the Pope's ears, anyway.
To the Pope.
Well, hey, everybody, like always, and we enjoy this time. The listeners, we hope you enjoy it. May is Mental Health Awareness, so we're going to do a check-in for the after show. So anybody that wants to stick in for the after show, bless you. We'll do kind of like the May mental health check-in. But other than that, man, thank you. We appreciate you for joining in, tapping in, share the show, watch the show, and like as always, please stay safe, practice gratitude, and then just know we're rooting for you.
Screaming, all us blacks got is sports and entertainment until we even.
Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yeah. Yeah. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yo. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Spent about 2 racks on handmade new rags. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. That's everybody from sports to college class to rap.